Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How we doing today? So I wanted to just have a little conversation with you all about the video that's going viral with a lady that was celebrating her engagement. And the backlash that she actually received from doing so. Okay. So for those of you who do not know, baby, I was in the house. That's how I made. For those of you who did not see, they told me not. As you can see, it's just a couple of seconds. Okay. Now, as you can see, said girls like you learn the hard way. Girls like her. Okay. They told me not to make his lunch.
Oh, okay.
They told me not to fold his laundry.
Yeah.
They told me not to pay for dates.
Okay.
Take me through there. Take me through there. What you talking about? Pack that nigga lunch. They told me not to make his lunch.
Oh, okay.
They told me not to fold his laundry.
Yeah.
They told me not to pay for dates.
Okay.
Take me through there. Take me through there. What you talking about? Pack that nigga lunch. They told me not to make his. Spoil a good man, not the ninjas playing in your face. Difference. Congrats. The way only men are agreeing with you should tell you something. I have my ring and didn't have to do any of those things. Married 5 years and counting. I'm in enemy territory. They told you not to do the bare minimum. Still ain't doing it. Congrats, no less. Maid behavior. I didn't have to lift a finger and my husband was ready to marry me. Y'all be wanting that ring at any price just to get the ring. Shaking my head. If a man loves you, that you cook or clean or drive or not, or pay or not, he will put the ring on it. How has marriage become an achievement? God help us all. So he's the prize. We're so cooked. No, I don't pay for dates. Absolutely not. He doesn't need me to do that. 25 years strong, and my husband is truly exceptional. Now, what this pulled up when I pulled this up was all of the think pieces that the hyenas wanted to do about this situation. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Did the stream stop? No. Okay, we still here. The think pieces.
They told me not to make his lunch.
Oh, okay.
They told me not to fold his laundry.
Yeah.
They told me not to pay for dates. Take me through there. Take me through there.
Some people are mad at her, but you absolutely can cook, clean, launder, and spend your way right into a wedding ring. And that's exactly what she's saying that she did. Congratulations to the happy couple. But there are women out there who don't want to exchange domestic chores for a wedding ring. And those women aren't wrong either. Genuinely hope for her sake, years down the line, she isn't back on the internet complaining that she's tired of being the only one cooking, and being the only one cleaning, and being the only one doing the laundry, and being the only one paying the bills. I hope that what she's signing up for is what she always wants to do, because you can't change the rules of the game once you've already started to play. I only disagree when she makes it seem like this is the secret to getting a ring. It's not a secret, and you're not guaranteed a ring. There are men out there who will let you do all of that and never give you a ring, and then to go on and marry another woman who they'll make sure never lifts a finger. If you really consider yourself a girl's girl, or you consider yourself a feminist or believe in feminism, you're supporting this, because we want what she wants. If you want to cook clean for a man, I want you to. I want the kind of man who does those things too. I want that for you as well. And if you never want to get married, I want that for you. And if you want to be a rich auntie, I want that for you. If you want you and your man to be a dink, dual income, no kids household, I want that for you as well. The whole point is that we all don't have to have the same life for us to be happy for the other person. Every relationship is not going to be one size fits all. The only thing that matters is that it fits you.
They told me not to make.
What I want to know is, when did that lady say anything other than what she did, what she chose to do? And the only thing that she was saying is, my friends told me not to, but I didn't listen to them. And her point is, if I had listened to them, I probably would not be getting married to the man that I want. That's key. Getting married to the man that she want to be married to. Not married to the only man that'll take her. Not married to the last guy in the barrel. Not married to a guy that'll pay for her, but she don't like or respect him. Not married to a guy that'll pay for her, but she is not attracted to him and probably either gonna leave or cheat at some point on that guy just because he was never the guy that she wanted. That woman never said that this is the only way to get married. She didn't preach a sermon to tell other women or wag her finger at other women about whether or not she didn't get on there to chastise any other women for any other choice that the women may make, whether they married or not. Mind you, the sisterhood would not have an issue with anything that she was doing if she was on here talking about she was hoeing, if she was on here talking about how she ran some dude's pockets, if she was on here talking about how she done scammed somebody, or if she was on here twerking, or if she was on here doing some other, nonsense. But because she got on to flaunt the fact, well, not even flaunt the fact, to celebrate the fact that she is now engaged. He probably just proposed to her. Shortly before that video. And so instead of just congratulating her, or as the hyena say, leave her alone and let her make the video that she making, they all felt convicted. The reason that you get all these think pieces about what she's saying and their interpretation, you know, they hearing stuff through their trauma and they hearing it through their entitlement and they're hearing things through their pride. So because they want to hear things through their pride, then they want to project what she said in that short clip. They feel convicted about this because she got on and said, they told me don't cook. They told me don't clean. They told me don't do any laundry. Basically, they told me to not do any service. Don't do wifely duties before you're a wife and all of that other stuff. And she's saying, I didn't listen to that. I did what I thought was best and what I thought was appropriate in my relationship. Regardless of what my friends or the internet or whomever she's referring to, whatever they said, she just did what she thought was appropriate in her relationship. Different think pieces.
They told me not to make his lunch.
Oh, okay.
They told me not to fold his laundry.
Yeah.
They told me not to pay for dates.
Okay.
It's so crazy how many negative comments this girl got on her video. When girls like you learn the hard way, she had me at paying dates. Be prepared to be a maid. It's so many negative comments. No congratulations. Only a few, but she's being a woman. That's what women are supposed to do. Don't you know in 1 Corinthians 11, 8 and 9 that we were created for men? The man was not created for us. Of course, it also goes on to read that the man is not independent of a woman and the woman is not independent of a man. And of course, the husband should love their wives as Christ loved the church. But we were not created to be independent and just sit there and bask in the ambience of everything that the man's supposed to give us. And we're just put on this high behind pedestal. We were not created for that. The man is the head. He is under God. We are the woman. We are the glory of the man. The man is in the glory of God and we are in the glory of the man. Let's heal, ladies. For the ones projecting all of this stuff on this woman, heal. Whoever you did all these things for, it was for the wrong man. And if this man is not for her, it's his loss, not hers. You don't stop being who you are, which is the woman, because a man hurt you. Let's get back in the order of things. Go heal. Get delivered from what the wrong man did. Gosh, let me know what you guys think in the comment section.
I agree with her. They was upset.
My fellow sisters, and I'm gonna start this way. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't fit, I ain't speaking to you. But y'all are so embarrassing. Some of y'all are so embarrassing. My friend and I, Hispanic, we in Miami, Hispanic, we were talking, and I brought it up. I brought up the conversation about the video, how I've not seen not one video congratulating the lady. You know, I'm getting married and I cooked and I cleaned or whatever the video, you know, she was saying. Not one video congratulating her. And the lady was said to me, she said, that's the difference between, let me stop trying to speak. I don't have that accent. But anyway, she basically was like, there's a difference between our culture and theirs. In their culture, and this is a Hispanic lady. Anyway, in her culture, she said, when a woman gets engaged, that's a celebration by itself. The family come together and they celebrate. And especially after the wedding, everybody try to make sure that they, at least for the first years, they look out and make sure the family is established. And then when they start having kids, that's a whole different celebration. It's just a celebration to see a man and a woman start a family in her culture. And I'm sitting here like, y'all do realize that, right? I've not seen that one sister came on here and say congratulations to her. But we will make videos, no dig and no offense to anyone, congratulating people that's having baby showers. And I'm having a boy. There's no baby daddy. There's no husband beside them. But we congratulate that. But yet we make a woman who's about to get married. And hopefully when she get married, she may have a child. So now that child is going to be born in a mother and a father in the same home. We don't see that far. And one person said she's going to be a housekeeper because all she's going to do is cook and clean. But what about the fact that if she's home cooking and cleaning in the house, that means her husband is working to provide a house for her to cook and clean in. See, the thing is, I don't know if it's trauma. I don't know what it is with our culture, that when a woman says she's going to get married and she's going to have a husband with her when she have her baby and they're going to develop together, why is that negative for us? Why don't we celebrate union? But we celebrate separation. No, we don't celebrate it. We complain that we single mothers. But we complain also when a woman says she's going to get married.
Exactly. Now I'm going to get to my point, but this comment caught my eye. And this sounds like a 5% comment. And I'm not here to offend nobody's spiritual takes. But what do that mean? What you mean? What does that even mean, that black men is God? What do that mean? So who made you? Who made you? So if you're God, that means you don't answer to nobody, right? There's no accountability for you. Who you accountable to? Who you accountable to? So that means you ain't God then. If it's the one above you, y'all don't occupy the same station. So you're man. And the Most High created you. So you answerable to him and accountable to him. Moving on. Because I always wonder what that's supposed to mean. Do somebody supposed to bow down and worship you? You supposed to be prayed to? Or what? Because a God get prayed to. Gods get prayed to. The God of Abraham get prayed to. He get worshiped because he creates all, knows all. Allah is the creator. Everything else is the created thing. I always wonder what that's supposed to mean. Like, what do that even mean in practice? Because when I talk about God, when I do God, I know don't die. He don't get hungry. He don't sleep. He don't slumber. Moving on. So anyway, no congratulations to the lady in the video. The sisterhood was immediately triggered by this woman who said she was getting married. And the video of the last lady hit the nail on the head. Y'all complain about single motherhood. You complain that the men are leaving you with these babies. Y'all swear to God, these men is walking out on these families that y'all done made. But when another black woman says that she's getting married to a man, we don't know the future of that relationship. We don't know if that relationship gonna make it or not. But y'all wish ill on it. You wish ill on it. Because that was no positive energy towards that. It wasn't even neutral energy towards it. It was like, oh, she gonna learn the hard way. Oh, what have you learned the hard way? Baby mama-ism ain't the hard way. That ain't the hard way. Because let y'all tell it, being single mothers and not having a man with you, and you got to do everything, and he not helping you, and he don't provide for you, and he don't want nothing to do with these kids, and this, that, and the third. Was that the hard way? Or is that the easy way? Which way is it? Because like the sister said, we celebrate the separation, the breaking of the family, the strong single Black mother. That gets celebrated. Somehow that's a badge of honor. But marriage is somehow this slave contract that women should never be entered into. Because y'all are mad that she, quote unquote, auditioned for her marriage and that she slaved for a ring. And any man that wants you, he just gonna put a ring on it. Do you have a ring? Do you have a marriage? One that's worth talking about. One that's worth a mention. Because y'all be running around with these dudes that do not like you. And more egregiously, you run around with dudes you don't like. If the marriage and the engagement was nothing to be proud of or nothing to celebrate, why do y'all get on Kendra G and lie about how many times you've been engaged? Why y'all do that? You lie about it. Huh? I've been engaged 3 times. I've been engaged 4 times. Just lying. What's the purpose of that? Whatever she did within the confine of her relationship in order to display her value as a woman, as a potential wife, whatever the case may have been, what that got to do with you? That she got to be with that man. That he ain't none of your man. So whatever he do, whatever they go through or don't go through, what that's got to do with y'all? So you're basically wishing bad on a woman's marriage. You basically hoping that she gets into a situation where she gets dogged out and dragged through the mud in that marriage, so that a few years down the line, you want her to get back on the internet and cry, and y'all not gonna comfort her. Y'all gonna wag y'all fingers and laugh and tell her, we told you so. That's what you want. That's what they want to happen. They want her to get into this marriage, have a horrible experience within the marriage. They want her to get cheated on. They want her to get beat on possibly, and just basically done dirty. Just him do her dirty. You know what I'm saying? Until she get tired of getting done dirty. And then they want her to get a divorce from the man, or just be in bad space with him and get back on the internet to tell everybody just how horrible her marriage is, and just how bad her husband treating her, and just how, you know, much of a married single mom she is, and she shouldn't have said all of that about, she shouldn't have celebrated her engagement and all of that kind of stuff, just so they can laugh and kiki at her and tell her, we told you so, and rub her face in it. That's what they want. That's what they want. That's what they want. So they can continue to shame her and women like her, and discourage women from getting married, discourage them from being happy about their impending weddings and their marriage and being happy about engagements and stuff, because according to the Boneyard, you're never supposed to show a man that you were happy to be with him. You never supposed to show a man that you're also appreciative to be in relationship with him. You're not supposed to reciprocate good treatment to the man that you're in a relationship with, that you are getting treated well by. Because she didn't even say all the things that he had done for her. She didn't get into all of that. So the assumption is that he made her do this stuff, or he made her jump through a bunch of hoops to be with him. But we have no idea what kind of treatment he was giving her that made her comfortable and made her feel like, you know what, let me reciprocate that. Let me cater to him some. Let me meet him halfway. The same women that's talking greasy will be happy to be a side chick with her husband. Them kind of women will be happy to be a side chick. They would love to be a side chick with her husband, just to have something to rub in her face, just to have a so-called one-up. She thinks she all that. She think that her marriage is good. She don't know about me. She don't know that he sneaks behind her back to be with me. She thinks, she did all of that to get married. I don't do any of that. And he comes over here to me to spend money on me, have sex with me. He pay my bills, this, that, and the third. And I don't do half of what she do. That is what side chicks like. They love doing that, especially career side chicks. They love that. We're going to talk about the other two issues, them automatically feeling attacked and why, and the disdain for wifehood. But before we get into that, we're going to go to a commercial break. So after these messages, we'll be right back, because the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, look no further than the body butter on your screen. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout, okay? Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to Go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you, Naeem. So I missed the hyena sounds. They was barking. And thank you, Bernard, for the support. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you as well, Charles, for your super sticker. I greatly appreciate your support as well. Thank you so much. So the reason why the sisterhood want to do all of these think pieces on a simple video is because they feel attacked and they feel ridiculed by her, simply because they would never reciprocate anything for a man. Let's go through the things that she was doing. I want to start with the paying for dates. That's really what they got a whole big problem. They got a problem with all of it, but the paying for dates, they really got a problem with. There's no reason to have a problem paying for a date. Let me talk to the ladies. A man paying or not paying for a date with you is not an indicator of whether or not a potential relationship will work or not work. Okay? It's not an indicator. Have a conversation if you want to have a conversation about going Dutch on a date or paying for a date. You pay or he pay or whatever the case may be. Okay? His paying for a date doesn't imply that he likes you any better than if he didn't pay for a date. Okay? I'm a big proponent of the woman paying for the date. Just pay for it. Just pay for it. And the reason that I am a proponent of that is because it eliminates a lot of things, especially in the current dating conditions. It just removes expectations for sex. That's number one. It removes that. He can't feel no type of way about whether or not he had sex with you based on y'all went to Applebee's and he paid for the entree. We just gonna take that right on out. Just gonna take that out. If the place is so cheap and it's not an expensive place and it's not that big of a deal, pay for it. Drive yourself to the date. This is also a security and safety for women as well, because a lot of y'all don't have proper conversations before you even try to meet up with a man to see if a date is something that y'all even want to go on. Because really, you're supposed to have a conversation with him to even see where his mindset is at and to even see if he passed the vibe check before y'all do anything. Dates or not, simple date, expensive date, it don't matter. Because you might not, through the phone conversation, you might decide, I don't even want to talk to him no more because I don't even like the conversation. So that's number one. So let's say you make it to an in-person meetup, date, whatever. Pay for it. Drive yourself or catch your Uber or whatever it is you have to do to the place that y'all was going to meet up at, the movies, or I don't care, whatever. You pay for it. At bare minimum, you pay your portion. Always come prepared anywhere you go. We learned this as little girls. Gen X did. I don't know what the younger generation is learning. Y'all learning a bunch of foolishness. Don't never go nowhere without busing car fare home. And don't never go nowhere without the money to be where you at. You always need to have money in your pocket. I don't care what you think a man's supposed to do. I don't care what you think a man's supposed to do. Because just like you ain't obligated to have sex with him and he not obligated to start paying for stuff just as soon as he start talking to you. So I have always suggested to have your own money, definitely have car fare or bus fare or your own car back and forth to the house. Don't never go nowhere where you got to depend on somebody to go back. Never. Show up to the date, coffee date, whatever it is. At minimum, pay your side of it. If you're feeling generous, you want to pay for the whole thing, pay for the whole thing. That removes expectations of sex and any other unspoken expectations about what's supposed to be happening because he paid for the date. Because 9 times out of 10, we're not going to pressure him for sex if we pay for the date. And I'm not saying every dude pressure a woman, but it's an unspoken thing. It's there. If not date 1, definitely date 2 or 3. There's nothing wrong with that. Always have your own money. And always be willing to spend your money. You ate dinner too, or you drunk coffee or whatever it was. Cooking and cleaning. As you move on into the relationship, why come you can't cook or clean? Too many of y'all give up the sex before you think to make a sandwich. You done been on your knees before you was in the kitchen. Well before. Because you think that that's slave work. Sleeping with him all crazy fast is hoe work. So what's the difference? You rather be a hoe than a slave? And who said cooking and cleaning was slave work? Y'all? Because hyenas rather be hoes than cook and clean? You rather arch your back than go in there and cook and make some potato salad. He don't know how your fried chicken tastes, but he know how you taste. Make it make sense to me. You busting it open in the bedroom. You freaky with it too. You freaky with it too. But you will not fold a pair of pants out of the dryer. You would. That's where you draw the line. Y'all post online about how you doing this and doing that in the bedroom, but you know, making some food in the kitchen. That's where you draw the line at. And the stuff that y'all do to keep a man and have a man, I know you ain't talking about no cooking and cleaning. Like I said, told y'all before, y'all eat some coochie cat to keep a man. But dinner is where you draw the line. God forbid you throw some Hawaiian rolls in the oven. God forbid. But you will eat some Cuda cat and y'all be explaining some real interesting stuff on the internet. Y'all get on that app and say anything about what you doing with a man. Y'all let y'all best friend toot it up for him because you scared of getting cheated on and he leave you for the friend. That's not being a pick-me. That's not being a pick-me. That's not being a pick-me. Y'all will let a dude give y'all a bunch of skibbity paps and knock your head between the washer and the dryer and go back. That's not being a pick-me. That's not pick-me behavior. No. Because y'all full of cap. Y'all get on here and y'all swear to God what y'all is and ain't gonna put up with a man. Y'all be putting up with everything from these men. And he don't be giving you no money. He don't give you nothing. Y'all do this for dudes that run your gas money out every day while you at work. These are the men. that you do anything for, and then you want to say a woman that has some reciprocation and got married to a man that look like he got a job and look like he take a shower every 24 hours, and she to pick me, she doing too much. She doing too much. Y'all stalk y'all man phone and stalk any chick that you see liking his pictures on Instagram and will fight barefoot in the street over a man that is constantly, quote unquote, cheating on you, and she's doing too much. Folding laundry is where you draw the line. You will fight butt naked in the street, but frying bacon, that's where we call it a quit. That's where we call it a quits. Least the man she is talking about look like, you know what I'm saying? He look like he a productive citizen of the country. Okay? He don't look like he got streaks in his drawers. You understand what I'm saying? He don't look like he begged her to pay for VC for his what's that game? That NBA 2K. But she doing too much. You feel convicted because you would never do what a so-called good woman would do. You want to do what hyenas do and still come up with the same result. And so her saying that she didn't do that she was more traditional in her approach, doesn't validate the delusion that you live in by thinking you can be a back-footed hoe and still come up with a good man that's worth something. Last but not least, wifehood is self. And all of its attributes that we have attributed and applied to traditional wifehood, the gender roles, the things that we have always said that wives are supposed to do and things of that nature, are no longer important and no longer respected by the women. It's the women that disrespect it. Because I didn't see a single think piece from a man. I didn't see a single think piece from a man that was laughing at this woman and saying, oh, she's stupid because we don't even respect women that do that. He got her stupid. I didn't see no think pieces like that. I didn't see no videos of no men that was laughing and kikiing at her or saying, oh, you know what I'm saying? She's a dummy. He got her doing whatever. We don't even rate women like that. So the fact that he got her cooking and cleaning and doing all this other stuff just to marry her, he got an idiot with him. I didn't see a single video like that. The women devalue the marriage and the role of a wife because they claim the projection is that they are saying that the men do not value wifehood. And that the only thing that men value in terms of a wife is her labor. Y'all with me on this? You walking with me? The reason that hyenas balk so hard against a woman doing quote unquote labor work in her relationship is because they say that a man only values a woman for how much she served him. That a woman's only value to a man, it's all predicated on men don't like women, full stop. Okay, walk with me. The way hyenas think about this whole women doing labor for the men and this and that is number one predicated on the concept that men don't like women in general. They only like the stuff that they can get from women, sex and labor. They don't like the way women think. They don't like women's emotions. They don't like women's nature. They don't like femininity. They don't like none of that stuff. They don't like any of it. The only thing that men like out of women is her sex and her labor. So being able to have sexual access to her and the domestic labor, the cooking, the cleaning, the washing of the clothes, taking care of the kids, things of that nature. That these are full stop the only things that men like out of women. They don't like women outside of that. Okay. It's predicated on, let me answer the question. Dr. Seal said, if they don't like women, why do they marry them? Why do they date them? Why do they have come? In the mind of the hyena, men marry them for the service. Because only a wife is obligated to give the service. Girlfriends and women that they just messing around with are not obligated to have and raise children, although they do it, but bear with me. They're not obligated to bear and raise their children. They're not obligated to do domestic work for them. So according to them, men marry women for the service of women, to have consistent access sexually to this woman. And the woman that they marry is like, she's the woman, he's not really attracted to her. The woman that he marries is like the bottom B. She's the one holding everything together. And in their mind, the reason why he cheats on her is because he's not really attracted to her. She was just the best choice in terms of service. She was going to serve him, and she was going to do so quietly, and she was going to turn her head to anything that he may have done or may do that displeased her. Meanwhile, he's actually going to cheat on her with women that he lusts after and women that he's actually attracted to and like to be around them. I'm giving y'all where the mindset comes from. This is the angle that they're coming from. That the wife is not a valued space because that space is reserved for women that men do not like and do not value. He don't love her. She is useful to him, but he does not love her. So that's why he has her, because she was the most useful woman. And since men are reasonable and pragmatic, they will marry the one who's most useful to them, but not the one that he love, like, or want to be around, which is why they say the men are so unhappy with their wives and they don't really like their wives and they talk greasy about their wives because they don't love this woman. She's just a good worker. She gonna have the kids. She gonna do right by him. She's not going to cheat on him. She gonna raise the kids. She gonna do the domestic work and things about that and things of that nature. That's why he married her. So the wife is not the coveted position. It's the worker position. It's the slave's position. The woman that he cheat on her with is the woman that he actually like. Because that woman don't have to do all the stuff that the wife is doing in order to get stuff out of this man. So she could get sex out of this man. She could get dates out of this man. She could get money out of this man. But she don't get the problems out of this man. She can send him back to his wife and let him wear her while she reap the quote unquote benefits. Do we understand the mindset? I'm trying to explain the mindset. Put a 1 in the chat if you following what I'm talking about, because I'm coming at you from the hyena's mindset. This is why hyenas devalue the wife and that position, because they've convinced themselves that the wife position is low. It's a lowly position. It's not a good position for the women to be in. Okay? So the wife is in a stupid position with a man that don't like her, don't love her, and she's doing all this work for a man to validate her, and that man don't even like her. Okay? And so in this way, they are able to devalue women. The women are devaluing women and wifehood because they are saying that the men devalue it, so there's no purpose in it. Okay? They're saying that the men don't value the domestic work of the wife, don't see no purpose for women, and they're basing that off of, talking points that they may hear. What's the point of women? What value do women have? What do women bring to the table? Men don't really need women to do anything. And this or that. Right? Now, it's a stupid mindset, because while they are saying that the labor itself is slave work and this and that, these same hyenas will turn around and say that the cooking, the cleaning, and the child rearing is high value work. If you were to outsource each of them things, you would be paying well over 6 figures collectively per year. Have y'all heard this talking point? Let me repeat it. While saying that women's work is of no value, they also say that if a man were to outsource childcare to raise the kids, a maid to clean, a cook to cook all the food, if he had these 3 people that he were paying, he would easily collectively spend nearly 6 figures per year for them 3 different positions if he were to outsource this work. So they say that to try to say that that work has value. But at the same time, they call it slave work. Now, let's back up. From a lioness's point of view, everything that a lioness do in her marriage is valuable. Everything that a lioness do is valuable in her marriage. All of our domestic labor is valuable. I would never tell no woman that her cooking and her cleaning and her raising the kids, even when they getting on her nerve, and her doing, making her husband lunch for work and doing all of the extra things that she does, I would never tell a woman that was horrible for her to do and that was worthless for her to do. Because even if, let's just pretend hypothetically that the man that a lioness is married to does not value the things that she do. Let's just say he was ungrateful for those things. That don't diminish the value of what she do. That don't diminish the value of what she do. Even if she were to be with a man that diminished that value or that was ungrateful for her, never said thank you, never said nothing, always, poo-pooed away on, you don't do nothing for me, blah, 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 blah. Let's say you get an ingrate for a man. That don't devalue what she do. It goes back to the other video that I shared today with the lady that was saying, go heal. Because just because you hyenas, the one time you buckled down to try to do something for a man and you did it for the idiot that you did it for, and he spit in your face after you did it, because you trying to hold down a jailhouse Negro and all this other foolishness that you doing. And he turned around and spit dead in your face. Don't get mad. Do not get mad at doing it. That you just don't pick me in good, sis. Got a bad picker. You a hyena and you picked another hyena, and y'all are birds of a feather flocking together. You don't appreciate nothing, neither do he. You ungrateful, and so is he. Okay? Both of y'all was probably doing stuff for the wrong reason, and that's why you got what you got. You didn't get no good return. You run around here and y'all are hyenas with another hyena. What did you expect? He being a hyena too. Told you hyena males don't even like good women. They don't even want you to pretend to be good. They want you to be the hyena that you are. Because they want a reason to complain too. Hyenas like complaining. Let's just understand that. Hyenas like to complain. Both the men and the women hyenas. They don't want nobody to act right, because if the other person act right, then they ain't got no reason to talk mess and be mad. Hyenas like being mad and arguing. They like all that. They like all that foolishness that go along with stupid, toxic relationships. They like all that. So they don't want nobody to act right, because if you act right, then that put the spotlight on me. I got to act right and all of that kind of stuff. Then I can't complain about all the stuff you doing to take the spotlight off of me, because I'm acting a fool too. Not one time congratulate that lady, because they don't see no good in it. Now let me get to these super chats. Thank you again, Bernard. Said a hyena clan sisterhood belief is a blasphemy for its members to invest in relationships. This is correct. And thank you so much. Thank you, sis. Jabrina said, just because. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you, Sister Beshua. Thank you, Sister Beshua. So I'm curious on who taught women cooking and cleaning with slavery. Never heard of it until a couple years ago. How stupid. Exactly, it's stupid. And y'all need to thank the good sis for giving out 5 memberships. Thank you so much for passing out those memberships. Thank you, Elder Ben said Lioness is valuable and priceless. Thank you so much. And thank you again, Bernard said, I believe hyenas are confusing serving a man with a man who seeks a wife who demonstrates a willingness to serve the family unit. They do, and they don't care. They know that they're mixing it up and don't care. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Jump down into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.